Hi everyone, Jean-Pierre from teamtennis.fr. Former tennis coach in France. I don't work anymore as a tennis coach on the court, but I give my advices on my French YouTube channel, and I try to publish some videos also on this English channel. Until now, I just publish racket reviews on this English channel, but maybe in the future I will publish also videos concerning the technique, tactics, and the mental side for your tennis. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about this racket. This is the new Head Gravity MP recently tested. I let you watch a part of a training session I did with the racket, and then I talk to you about it. Chop, chop en revers. J'essaie d'en mettre 10 à la suite. 10 à la suite. Chop, chop. On vérifie. Allez, revers, revers, obligé de mettre des plombs. Obligé de frapper la balle en revers. Oui. Dès que j'ai mis 2 coups droits là-bas, je mets un plomb là-bas. Merci, au revoir. Le cri est très important. C'est nul. C'est tellement nul que c'est marche. Oh là 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 là. Okay, so we're back to talk about this Head Gravity MP. It's interesting because it's a completely new racket. Tennis Warehouse Europe sent me this racket for a demo, and I advise you to go at Tennis Warehouse Europe for your tennis equipment. I am partner with this website, and it's very nice from you if you use my affiliate link to buy at Tennis Warehouse Europe, so you will help me continue the videos I'm doing on YouTube. You can find my affiliate link if you click on the I here, and you can also find my link in the description under the video, and my link also appears directly on the video. Okay, let's go. We are going to start with the specifications of the racket, and we are going to see what's new with this Head Gravity. First of all, the string on this racket is a Head Hawk Touch 1.25 millimeters, tension 24 kilograms. Weight of the racket 295 grams unstrung. Balance of the racket 32.5 centimeters. Some weight at the tip of the racket, but not too much. The racket still has good maneuverability. I don't like rackets that are head heavy, and I didn't have many problems concerning the maneuverability with this racket. It's interesting to have some weight at the tip of the racket to get some power. Head size of the racket 645 square centimeters, 100 square inch. String pattern 16 by 20, a bit more narrowed than a 16 by 19 string pattern. It's going to increase the control compared to 16 by 19 string pattern. Beam width of the racket 22 millimeters all along the frame. It's rather thin, so same thing, it's going to provide some control. This is a control oriented racket. Stiffness of the racket 62 is rather low. Flexible racket, it means not much power, control oriented racket. So what's new with this Head Gravity? First, there is the use of the graphene material, which is also used in another head racket. It provides power and stability at the same time. And what's new, in my opinion, the most important thing is the shape of the frame, which is a bit rounded at the height of the sweet spot here where I hold the racket. So a bit rounded, a frame which is not too narrowed. It's going to be interesting for the access to topspin, for the power, and also for the comfort. So the shape of the racket is special. At the bottom of the frame there is a use of a technology which is called spiral fibers, which is going to provide some comfort to the racket. Okay guys, so now I'm going to talk to you about the feelings that I had on the court when I played with the racket. First feeling that I had, it concerns the control given by the racket. This is really a control-oriented racket. It means it's not going to give you a lot of easy power. You must be able to produce some power by your physical skills, by your technique, because the racket won't give you much power. This is a control-oriented racket. At the same time, for this category of racket, it's not extremely hard to play with this racket. You still have a decent amount of power, but it's really control-oriented. I put a lot of power on my backhand. I really had a good feeling on my backhand, a big control, secure feeling. Didn't have the fear to throw the ball too far away. Nice feeling also on my forehand, which is a bit less powerful than my backhand. I'm a bit less relaxed on my forehand. I use more topspin. It was okay at the beginning of the session and a bit more difficult at the end of the session with the fatigue, but overall the feeling and the mix that I had between power and control was very interesting with this racket. A bit more difficult on my serve, which is a weak shot in my game, and especially on this shot I would need a more powerful racket. Okay, now I'm going to make some comparisons in terms of power with some other rackets that maybe you already know. With the Gravity MP you will have more power than with the Head Prestige, less power than with the Head Speed Radical Instinct MXJ. You will have more power than with the Wilson Blade, Wilson Pro Staff, less power than with the Wilson Burn Ultra Clash 100, and also less power than the Babolat Pure Aero, Pure Drive, at least 100 square inch. I haven't demoed yet the Babolat Pure Drive VS, and also less power, a bit less power than the Babolat Pure Strike 100 third generation, which is here. It's close, but there is more control with the Gravity MP. A word concerning the maneuverability of the racket. I was a bit scared when I saw the balance of the racket, 32.5 centimeters, unstrung, some weight at the tip of the racket, but finally on the court I really had a good maneuverability on the baseline, at the net. Also on the baseline I could produce fast swings without any problems, accelerate the tip of the racket to produce some topspin. So nice feelings for the maneuverability. And anyway, it's important to have some weight at the tip of the racket for a racket which is under 300 grams unstrung in order to find some power. I had a good feeling on my slice backhand, precision, control, easy access to topspin thanks to the shape of the frame, which is a bit rounded at the height of the sweet spot. And that's interesting because most of the time rackets that provide an easy access to topspin at the same time, they give a lot of power. And that's not the case with this racket. You have an easy access to topspin, but at the same time a very nice control. Okay, now if we talk about the comfort of this racket, I would say it's correct, but at the same time you still feel some vibrations when you play with the racket. It's important to know that it's not the kind of racket where the vibrations are completely absorbed. For example, this is a new Babolat Pure Strike 100, very comfortable, big shock absorptions. You don't feel the vibrations. So the feeling is going to be different with the Gravity. It's like the racket is a bit more alive and you feel a bit more the vibrations when you play. For your information, at the same time I've tested the Gravity S, and the Gravity S is a bit more comfortable than this one and you don't feel the vibrations as much as with this one. Okay, now to summarize for this Head Gravity MP, in my opinion it's an interesting racket that really brings something new because it's clearly a control-oriented racket and at the same time you have an easy access to topspin. And it's interesting to have this access to topspin and at the same time a good control. This racket has a good maneuverability, it brings classical feelings, you still feel some little vibrations when you hit the ball. Racket interesting for intermediate, advanced players, not for beginners. Aggressive players who are able to produce some power, who hit the ball, modern game. You hit the ball from the baseline, you put some topspin, you need some control, but at the same time you need some little power coming from the racket. I hope this video is going to help you if you're looking for a new tennis racket. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to ask me any question concerning this racket. Have fun in your tennis and see you very soon in another video. Bye!